Use the chat feature. Hi, I literally finished cleaning just in time. Hello, hello. We are glad you guys are here. Let me turn the sound off on my phone here. We're gonna keep this short and sweet so we don't take up too much of your night. Jess Nolt just signed in with us, and Katie's here. Hi, girls.
Hi.
Join us. And we are just gonna quickly go through the new products. So you girls can type on the side that are on. Have any of you ordered any of the new products yet? Katie and Jess, have you guys ordered any?
No. I have them all in my cart, but no, I have not ordered them yet.
Kate, I know you got some. Are you there, Katie? I can't hear. Can you hear?
You're on mute.
I don't know what. I think that's on her end, not my end. All right. Well, let me. Is she signed in under? I can't do anything now.
I think she signed in correctly because her face is down there.
But my control panel, oh, there it is. I was going to say my control panel is gone. Okay.
Gina just said that Katie gave her Light the Fire, and she ordered
awesome.
detergent.
And she ordered the laundry detergent, and then unfortunately nothing is available in Canada. Come on, guys, get with it. All right, well, you will know all about everything when it's ready in Canada, and you can decide what you want in your cart first. I sort of went crazy and got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 things. I had a bunch of other things I wanted, so I had to like pull out 5 things. But I did get a handful of them.
I was too busy getting Rose.
Oh, nice. Lovely. Okay, so I'm just going to. Sam, did you get any of the products? Do you have any by your side?
Oh, I could go grab some real quick. That's probably a good idea.
As soon as I share the screen, you guys won't be able to see me, so I figured you could hold up, you or Katie could hold up what you've gotten, and then if I have something that you don't have, I have all the einkorn stuff.
Oh, cool.
Pop back off and show you guys, because the boxes are big. It's awesome.
I have the Zing. Should I grab that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so let's get started here. All right, so hopefully you guys can see the Northern Lights Black Spruce. I'm gonna go grab that so I can smell it and really describe what it smells like to you. No, I lied. It's out in the other room. All right, so it says it has a rich, woodsy, and invigorating aroma, helps maintain the appearance of healthy-looking skin. So you can use this when you're making, face creams. I've made face creams with lavender and frankincense, so adding the Northern Lights Black Spruce is really, really amazing. And it does smell like a black spruce tree. I don't know specifically what a black spruce smells like, but it smells like a pine tree. It's really refreshing, really outdoorsy. It smells really good. I'm really excited to put it in the diffuser. So diffusing during quiet times, I know that people recommend using it for emotional wellness. So diffusing it and getting it that way is really great. And then includes naturally occurring constituents. I don't know much about these constituents. Do you girls? And what their purpose is?
Well, we're not really allowed to say everything, so I think we just say the constituents and people can Google them.
Is it good for emotional well-being type thing?
Yeah.
I think that it is.
Definitely. They were diffusing that a lot at convention. Like the whole room smelled like black spruce, and as soon as you walk in, everyone just goes, "Oh, that's nice," and it chills everyone out instantly.
Yeah, I did hear that they were diffusing it at the second. So I think the first group didn't get the joys of them diffusing it,
Ah.
but the second group did, sounds like.
Yeah. Yeah, I was at second group. It was amazing.
Cool. So, and then the other oil is Light the Fire. And as you all know, that was the theme for convention. I was not there. Sam was the only one of us that was there. But this was the theme of convention, light the fire of your business, anything else in your life that you need to spruce up a little bit. Do any of you have this oil? Want to talk about it?
I don't. I think Katie does, but she's on mute.
I also have this. It smells really amazing. So this was so I did order both of the oils. Thought about doing a promo with my group this month for sending out samples of Light the Fire or Black Spruce. So it's amazingly spicy and warm aroma, perfect for autumn season. So it does have so I definitely smell a hint of nutmeg. So I thought there was a cinnamon in there because it sort of smells cinnamony, but that nutmeg, I can get that. And then the pepper, so it's just got a bit of heat in there. It smells really, really wonderful. Diffusing for an inspiring fragrance. So if you need some inspiration, if you're trying to think outside the box for life in general. All of us, I feel like all of our lives are crazy right now, so we need to think outside the box on how we can tone things down a little bit. So throw this in your diffuser, and then the same constituents as the other one. And I'm guessing, it has that black spruce in there, so that's probably where those constituents are coming from, which is really great. So if you can't do both of them, maybe choose Light the Fire because you're going to get the benefits of the black spruce in there along with all those other wonderful oils. Have you girls heard anything else about that oil?
I did smell Veggie's at an event this past weekend, and it smelled amazing. This is the one that I keep seeing graphics for it. And maybe you showed this when I walked away to try to talk to Katie, but for replacing fall candles. I love that idea. I think it's a good gift idea for those fall candle lovers.
Yeah, that's great. Because as I'm sure most of you know that are on here, there's lots of nasty chemicals in candles, and when it is labeled fragrance on there, it can have up to 300 chemical components in there and just be labeled fragrance. So using your oils in place of candles and air fresheners is a really, really good way to get toxic-free scents in the home with all those great physical and mental wellness benefits.
Oh, I wanted to add something about the black spruce, which is in Light the Fire. I was on a little bit late, so I hope you didn't say this already, but I thought it was really cool to know that the black spruce, most other companies, when they distill black spruce essential oil, they only distill from the bark, but Young Living, we actually distill from the needles as well, which gives it a whole nother level of complexity and different constituents. And our black spruce farm is actually right under the northern lights, so it's soaking up all of that magical energy from the northern lights, which is traditionally a very, very sacred and healing place on earth. So I just wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah, awesome. I did not say that, and I'm glad you mentioned that because I have heard that we are extracting them from the entire tree, not just one portion like you said. Cool. All right. So the chocolate sleek bar. So I haven't actually tried any of the sleek products. So if you girls can add anything about those. But I know they have added this awesome sleek bars. So quick grab on the go if you need a little snack. Tropical berry crunch. It sounds yummy.
Yeah, sounds delicious.
Contains a blend of cinnamon, vanilla, orange essential oils. So it sounds warm and citrusy, high in fiber. It's gluten-free, which is really great for those of you who can't have gluten. Has no trans fat or preservatives. beneficial as part of a weight management program. So like I said, just a great snack. I don't know if they recommend this as a meal replacement, but I think this is a really good, healthy in-between snack for your healthier meals, or if you're doing your Ningxia red, making a smoothie in the morning, and then you're hungry a couple hours later, I think a sleek bar would be a great addition to that. All right, this stuff I really wanted to get, and it was in my cart, and I took it out, and then I put it back in, and then I took it out. So I didn't end up getting it. But this cool Azul. So this is for anyone who is active. So I've used my peppermint and Panaway to make a little muscle soothing cream. But I think this could be a really good replacement to that. It's aloe vera based. So, we use aloe vera after a nice day at the beach. So this could be really soothing to skin, really hydrating to skin as well. Topically cooling from the peppermint and menthol. So I think you're going to get, if you've ever used the peppermint and Panaway, on your muscles and skin, you get that cooling sensation. And I think this is going to provide that same feeling. And then it has an invigorating yet relaxing aroma. So that peppermint is probably really minty, and that menthol, we all know what that menthol smell is like. It's really great. So I'm excited to get this one.
I like the idea of this one for my husband's gym bag. As much as he's easing into oils, he's not taking as many with him as I am. So having something like this that's more like a gel feels more his style. I think it's a good manly product.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I feel like my husband, it's like almost like he won't touch the oil bottles. He wants them and he wants to use them. But he's like, you have to apply it. I'm like, okay, I'm not going to touch it. But this, doesn't even look like anything associated with the oils. And although he wants them and wants to use them, you're right, this is totally manly. You could totally throw this in their bag, and no guy at the gym is going to be like, oh my God, you use essential oils.
Yeah, it's even squeezable. Like, what guy doesn't like to squeeze things? It comes right out. I really like how it's a really high concentration of the essential oils in the gel as well. I mean, as soon as you smell it, you really smell it. I think it's, don't quote me, but almost 13% essential oils or something like that. So really high, and it's a really clean product too. So a lot of sports gels out there are really quite toxic and not very clean, and this is really, really nice stuff.
Yeah, I'll be curious. A lot of those sports gels have that almost sticky feeling after you put it on. I bet you that this doesn't have that at all. I don't know from experience, but I bet you it doesn't.
Yeah.
Alrighty. On to the next. Alright, diffusers. These are so cute and so cool. So I also have this diffuser. I've got a little boy, so I thought the dinosaurs would be appropriate. I had it in my cart and I took it out, so I think I'm going to order it this month. I did watch someone on Periscope that was showing how to use it, and the volcano and dinosaur, it's all connected, and it lifts up, and there's a canister. Sam, you probably saw this at convention, so you can probably tell me if I'm describing it incorrectly, but there's a canister, that you put your water in and the oils in, and then you set this almost like a whole decorative cap on top, and it clicks in, and then the diffusing part comes out of the volcano. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah, that's correct, because the whole top comes off because you can actually change it out to do other tops. So once you have the base, you can change it out for different tops, because I think they're planning to make a lot more designs for the tops. Even this one guy was even talking about making Thanksgiving festive top, that you can change out. Yeah.
Very cool. And then I believe that there are two little buttons in the back on the side, so you have to squeeze those together to then unclick it and pull the cap off. So if you're worried about this being in your child's room and then just being able to lift it up and pull it off, it does click in. and you have to push both of those buttons together. And then while we're on diffusers, I'll just show you the little dolphin reef, which I think is really cute. And I could have totally gotten this for Avery's room. This is totally boy-girl, but really cute.
Mhm.
So, and same idea with this one, Sam. Like the whole top just clicks on there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Very cool. I think that's really a neat idea that they're going to do that.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Hi.
Yay.
Yay for the restart.
Alrighty, so we're on to the Thieves Fruit and Veggie Soak and Spray. So I did get this. Katie, you got this too, didn't you?
I didn't get the veggie soak and spray. Sam just won it the other night at our event that we had. But I have the dish soap and the laundry soap.
Okay, so I have this. I'll stop sharing so you guys can see because it's hard to tell how big the bottle is, and I haven't used it yet. Like, I got my ear not too long ago. Whoop. Can you guys see me?
Yes.
All right. You stop talking. Okay. I think when you talk, it pops back and forth. Okay, so here it is. So the little spray, it's probably like 4 inches tall. It is 2 ounces. So it's a fruit and veggie spray. And then this is the soak. And, you know, it smells like Digize.
What? Really?
Yes.
I
Interesting.
kind of thought that too, and I smell a lot of lemon in it too. You smell
I
the lemon?
smell more Digize because I'm very sensitive to the Digize. So definitely can smell like that ginger and fennel. But if you think about it, the oils that are in Digize, and I'll read you everything: ginger, fennel, clove. There's citronella, patchouli, cinnamon bark, anise, if that's how you say it, lemon, rosemary, lemongrass, peppermint, tea tree, lavender, myrtle. So all of these oils are really, really good to support the digestive system, which to me sort of makes sense for cleaning your vegetables and fruits. So it makes sense to me, but it does smell like Digize.
Becky said that the fruit doesn't smell like that or taste like that at all.
I'm sure it doesn't. And this is really concentrated. Obviously, you're just going to put a little bit in, some water and just throw your veggies in there, slosh them around. It says pour 1 ounce or 2 tablespoons for every gallon of water. Make enough solution to completely cover your produce. And then soak your produce in solution for 1 to 2 minutes, rinsing under running water. And do not expose to direct sunlight. For external use only. Avoid in the eyes. So I'm sure that the scent is much lessened when you've got it, a lot less concentrated. Let me just pull back up to the graphic here.
Yeah, Becky said it's fine. And when she was talking about it the other day, she was talking about how even our organic veggies have things on them because there are still approved pesticides that can be used for organic veggies. And so she said you want to soak your organic veggies as well as your non-organic ones, just to make sure that you're ingesting as cleanly as possible.
Oh, yeah. Well, when I'm at the grocery store, my 17-month-old runs his hands all over the fruit and veggies in the store. So, I mean, who knows who else's kids are doing the same thing, or like, oh, the apple fell on the ground. Well, we didn't want 5. We'll just put that one back. So totally, I think it's a good idea just to, even if you are buying organic and, they're under the little water spritzer, I think it's still a really good idea to use this on your fruit and veggies for sure. Alrighty. Let's do the Ningxia Zing because I'm really excited about this one.
Have you had this? Oh, yeah, you've had this one, Chris.
Yeah, and my husband really likes it. So I'm not an energy drinker. I don't drink caffeine. Like I just somehow, I don't know, I just like accept tiredness and forget that there's like this thing out there called caffeine that totally wakes you up. I used to work nights and I never drank caffeine at night, so I just never think about it. And then now that I've got this more healthy lifestyle, I don't want to introduce that stuff. I'm not a coffee drinker or anything. So I got this because my husband does like to. He doesn't drink coffee, but he definitely will do like some sort of energy something. So I got this as an alternative, mostly for him to try, and I thought I wouldn't like it, and I actually really like the flavor of it. It is really light. So it's got black pepper and lime essential oils in it, and it has some wolfberry puree and white tea extract. So it is really light. It's got just a little kick with the black pepper. And Katie, you've had this, right?
Yeah, I actually tasted it at Becky's event the other night, too. That was the first time I'd had it. It was good.
Yeah.
Yes, I tried it, too. Delicious. Sweeter than I thought it would be. I mean, not overly sweet, but sweeter than my sparkling plain water, I guess.
Yeah, no, it's really good, but it's definitely, you can tell that it's not insanely sugary. And I didn't notice that, I was exhausted the other night, and we had gotten a sitter, and we were going out with friends, and so I definitely needed a little pep in my step. Actually, I was going to a sip-in paint with some girls half of the girls I had never met before, so I was like, oh my god, I can't be dog tired. I'm going to be the lamest person around. No one's going to want to hang out with me again. So I took one of these, did one of these Ningxia Zings in the cab on the way there, and I didn't feel like, kicked in, like got that energy high like you do with caffeine or anything like that. It was just sort of this like light boost of energy. I definitely didn't feel tired. Like I felt like it was enough, and I didn't feel like I had some sort of crash. It sort of was just like this nice crescendo effect, it was really great. It may not give you as much energy as your blazing caffeine drink, but it's just something that maybe you can get used to. And coupling it with some of the other things like the Ningxia Red, like that also brings energy for me. So using them together in combination I think is really great. But it does taste really, really good.
I also have to mention that when I was looking at the ingredients of this initially, I was inspired by the black pepper. And so I want to share this other drink that I've been making constantly. It's not a new product, but it's still incredible.
Sure.
So I've been taking sparkling water and doing a shot of Ningxia, and then because I saw the black pepper and lime in the Zing, I've been adding black pepper to my Ningxia. Oh my goodness, it's amazing. If you are, it's not necessarily spicy, but gives it a little bit of a zing. It's really nice.
And I was inspired to do it after you did it, Jess. So I've been doing the exact same thing, only I add black pepper, and I also add orange essential oil to it.
And lime is good in there, too.
Mm-hmm. Grapefruit. And lemon. Tangerine.
There's lots of good combinations.
I make something else with black pepper at my make and takes. If you want to know about that, you can ask me privately.
Nice wink.
I bet I'd like it.
Alrighty. Let's see, what else do we have here? We'll stick on with the Thieves theme. Alrighty, hang on, back to screen share. Okay, so the Thieves dish soap, I got this and I'm using this. Katie, I know you got this.
Yeah, I started using it today.
How do you like it?
I like it. I think it works great. I'm excited to use something that I know is great for me. We've been buying quote-unquote natural products for a long time now, but I was inspired after reading the post about the laundry soap and how bad 7th generation rates on the ewg.org site, which I've used for skin products and hair products and all of that. And so I was inspired to go look up the laundry detergent we've been using for a long time. And it got a C rating out of A, B, C, D, E, D, F. I can't remember if there's an E in there or not. And so I actually gave it away to a friend of mine who I sort of felt bad giving it away and somebody else using it, but she was thrilled. So I gave it away, and I got the Thieves detergent and so I'm psyched about using the dish soap too, and knowing that I'm not using a crappy alternative natural product that isn't so good for me.
Cool. Yeah, and I've been using it a lot over the last week. I'm probably going to use it faster than I really need to because I have this sort of weird thing about squeezing way too much dish soap on every dish. So I probably could be way more conservative with it. But I will say that I just did a make and take on Monday morning with some moms. They brought kiddos over. It was really fun to do. But we were making body butter, so I had made something with shea butter and coconut oil and a little beeswax. And so as you can imagine, it's insanely like greasy feeling kind of. And it's just really hard to get off of the bowls and all of that. And this really cut through that and like totally came off no problem. So really great with grease. Not a problem at all. And as you can see, it's free of like all that nasty stuff that's in so much of the other cleaners.
Do you find that it doesn't really suds up a lot?
It does not suds up a lot. It suds up a little bit, but not a lot. But I have definitely learned over time that anything that suds up a lot just means they've added chemicals in there to make it suds up. So same with shampoo.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, those really cheap shampoos that give you tons of lather, they've just added something in there to make it do that because it gives people the illusion of making something clean.
Right.
So actually really good shampoos and everything like that probably won't do that lather. And so same with this. I do feel that it smells more like the Thieves than lemon. It's definitely not nearly as strong as, smelling the oil out of, the Thieves, essential oil bottle, but it does definitely have a Thieves scent to me. So it does, I can't read it right at the bottom and I don't have my thing in front of me, but I think it says the lemon citrus scent or something at the bottom, but I definitely feel like it is a Thieves scent.
Yeah, when I opened it up and started using it today, it was definitely reminiscent of the Thieves cleaner, but not as strong.
Yeah, agreed. But so just so, if you haven't ordered it yet, tons of people love, love, love the Thieves and the Thieves smell. But if you're like thinking that it's going to just be this lemon fresh scent, it definitely has that Thieves scent to it. Still wonderful. All right, now let's move on to the laundry soap. Katie mentioned that.
Loving it. Yeah, I've been using it, and my clothes seem awesomely clean. That bottle, the cap on there, we just have a regular washing machine right now, and you can use a quarter of a cap, I think. And then if you have the high efficiency one, you only have to use an eighth of a cap, which is crazy awesome to just use a little bit of soap. So it's this tiny little bottle that will go a really long way.
Yeah, sorry, I heard most of what you said. I just went to go grab the bottle so I can show everyone. I'm going to stop the screen share. Here, I need to back up. You guys are a little close. So it's just a little tiny bottle. So compare it to my 7th generation, which is
which you need to give away.
That you just gave away, yeah. So it's really tiny, which is awesome, and this does 66 loads, and this does 64 loads. And it's HE safe, which Katie, I think, maybe mentioned. So really nice for space saving. If you've got a little area, so you don't want your dish or your laundry soap taking up all that space, it's really nice. We've got a lot of people in Chicago with little apartments. So this is a nice little space-saving bottle.
My husband's really glad I gave away that giant thing of laundry detergent before we move, and now I just have a little one to pack.
And this does as well have, a Thieves smell to the laundry soap. However, I did laundry with it yesterday. The clothes do not smell like Thieves.
Yeah, mine don't either.
Yeah, not at all. So my husband was like, oh my gosh, we have Thieves everything now. And I was like, your clothes are not going to smell like Thieves, I promise you. And then I was like, keeping my fingers crossed. And I was like, don't worry, it's not going to smell like Thieves. It'll be fine. And I was like, oh, yeah, it plays out. I'm like, okay, lavender on the wool balls, throw them in there. But they were totally fine. They did not smell like Thieves at all. So no need to worry. Which I do love the Thieves, but like Thieves hand soap, like so much Thieves. I'm like, okay, let's do a different scent.
Laurel asked if you can use the dish soap in, she said she prefers not to hand wash, and she wondered if you can put it in the dishwasher. And I have heard that you should not do that. But there are some really nice dishwasher recipes. Christy, didn't you just post a nice lemon recipe?
Yeah, so I know there's recipes to use. I think you can use the soap nuts and can make all kinds of stuff with the soap nuts, different soaps. You can make laundry soap and put your essential oils in there for scents. And then I just
soap nuts. What were you saying?
Yeah, soap nuts. I can go.
I don't know what that is.
I'll let you go over the next slide and I'll show you what they are. It's awesome. I'll go grab them. But I just it's on my blog, oolalavender.com, and I can type it in the comments so you can go check it out. But it's borax, washing soap, suds, something. I'll have to check out the name too. And then lemon juice. So I had a lemon on the counter and I just juiced the lemon and used that. And then I used 4 drops of lemon essential oils and just took an ice cube tray. And you mix it all up and you just pack it in there and let it sit out overnight or a couple hours, and it dries up to these really hard cubes. And then you just plop them in your dishwasher. So cheap, really easy, toxic-free when you're using your essential oils with them. So it's really, really awesome, really cleansing. And it worked great.
I was just going to say lemon oil. I'm excited to make those. I want to do that because I've been looking for an option for that. Even just a few drops of lemon oil in the bottom of the dishwasher does wonders.
Yeah, that's a good tip. So I had a friend that commented on my Facebook post, and she was like, I'm glad that because I do a lot of pre-washing for my dishes, and so I did a test dish that was like really nasty and had been sitting out and put it in the dishwasher, and then so I could do a before and after to see if it really worked, and it like came out spotless, and my glassware came out really shiny, like no spots at all. It was great. But she was like, I'm glad that it worked for you. That recipe didn't work well for me. So she must have found it from, a different blog site, and I don't know if the ratio was the same, but I'm wondering if all of those recipes that I have found out there don't add essential oils, and so I'm wondering if that, helped with the trick. So not just the lemon juice that you're adding in, and then adding the lemon essential oil, which comes from a totally different place in the lemon, right? The essential oil comes from the rind and not the juice part that you're juicing. So I don't know if that was the trick to help and the difference.
Yeah, that lemon stuff is so good at getting the goop off. It's actually so funny. I was at a thrift store and I was checking out, and the guy that was checking me out was like not even looking at me because he was just like scrubbing his desk. And he was like, I'm sorry, I have to get this goop off. And I just happened to have my oils with me. And I was like, oh, I've got just what you need. And I pull out my lemon. I just start like dripping it all over his desk and start like scrubbing away with them. And then it was gone. And he was like, well, that just saved me an hour. Thanks.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Nice. All right, I'm going to let you guys talk about this one, and I'm going to go grab the soap nuts just to share. Protein. Complete. If you don't know anything about it, just read the slide.
We actually tried this the other night at Becky's event, and we had both. We had the chocolate one, which you see here, and then I don't know. She must have a slide for the vanilla one too. But they were really good. You could probably even use less than what it called for in the directions, because when Becky made it up, she followed the directions, and it was pretty thick. So if you wanted it to be less thick, it would go further to use less with the amount of liquid that you're using. But the flavor was great. Did you guys both try it?
Yeah, it was delicious. I thought it was really, really good. And actually, so my husband's really into protein powders and stuff because he's like a big workout guy. And when I first got started with Young Living, he was using this other protein powder, and I was like, oh my gosh, honey, look, Young Living has a protein powder. And he's like, oh cool, let me like look at it and compare. And he did not want to change over to the Young Living protein powder because it just was not like equivalent to what he was using. And so now Young Living's completely reformulated the protein powder, and it's really, really great. And now my husband's like, I cannot wait to try it because the huge difference between, a superior protein powder versus an inferior one is that the protein's actually coming from a hemp protein. Most protein powders are based in like a rice protein or a soy protein or something like that, and they're really hard to digest. Not really that good for the body, but the hemp protein is like this complete protein that's really easily assimilated by the body, and that really makes a huge difference. So it does make it cost a little bit more, but it's very equivalent to like the other protein powders that he's taken that also use hemp protein. It's a very similar price. So I know the bag, it seems like a lot of money at first, but it's actually a huge bag, and like it's all full of protein powder. It's not just like a quarter full like a lot of the big bags you'll buy at the store.
Yeah, and then there's the chocolate, and then there's the vanilla spice. Did you guys talk about the flavors?
A little bit. I mean, we just mentioned that we tried them both the other night.
And they're yummy.
Yeah, I was going to say, they sound yummy.
Vanilla spice. Yum.
Yum, yum, yum. All right, so those are the protein. I think that was it on here. So there are some other products. Hang on. I have 3 of them. Let's stop screen sharing. Hello. All right, so just to get back to the soap nuts really quick, because I'm really excited to share soap nuts with you. Okay, so I ordered them from Amazon, and there's lots of different companies out there, so they just came in this mesh bag, and they are, see if I can angle this down here. So they're literally like nuts, okay? And then they will split open. So what you do is you take 1 cup of soap nuts, so this big old bag. I used a couple cups, and I still have like tons left. So you take 1 cup of soap nuts, and you put that in a pot to 4 cups of water, and you let it boil, and then you bring it down to, so you let it boil for like 30 minutes, and then you can turn it down so it's not like a roaring boil, because you'll see like soaps start to come up. So make sure it's not going to overflow at that. So you can turn it down so it's not so vigorous. And then, so 30 minutes, and then you put your top on, and you do simmer for 30 minutes, and you're stopping, I would say every 10, 15 minutes, and just sort of stirring it, and then the soap nuts break open. So you can see that one was sort of, like you can see where they split in half. Oh, here's one that has broken open. So you want to help them break open. So you just sort of mash them a little bit and break them open and just let them keep doing their thing. And then, 30 minutes with the top on, and then 30 minutes simmering with the top off. And that will help get the rest of the water out. And so it will be a much more concentrated, like it'll be a smaller volume. So this is it, and it's been sitting for a day, so you'll see it will separate out. So just before you use it, just shake it up. And you can use, and then I also put 1/4 of a cup, I believe I'll have to put this recipe on my blog too, of vinegar in there in the water. So you're boiling all of that, and then you just use 1 to 2 tablespoons in your laundry, depending on how soiled it is. And this will last forever. You can, if you're making a huge batch, you can put it in ice cube trays and freeze it, and it will literally last forever. You can just pull out an ice cube or 2 and throw it in your wash. And then add essential oils to that to make it smell really lovely. It doesn't smell bad at all by any means, but if you want to add like a lavender scent to it, I also use this. So I did a couple loads the other day and did like a load with the Thieves, a load with this stuff. It smells almost like a little bit apple juicy to me. They have these little muslin bags, so you can put, 5 nuts in there, and you can just throw this in the wash, but you have to wash it on high heat. So if you wash your clothes on cold, then it's not ideal. So that's why boiling it down first works. And then you can put those soap nuts in the freezer and reuse them like 5 or 6 times. So really, really cost effective. This was like $25. This will probably get me like hundreds of loads of laundry.
Wow.
So.
I've never heard of soap nuts. I'm so excited.
So someone said you can use them in your hair. Jill said you can use soap nuts in your hair. So there's recipes out there. You just take it and you can I think you just beat it till it foams up, and then you can take that foam and you can use it as shampoo. So there's tons and tons of different ways to use your soap nuts.
Awesome. Speaking of laundry, Katie, have you used the Thieves laundry detergent on diapers yet?
I haven't. I've got a box of detergent that was recommended for my diapers specifically, and you're supposed to use it to not void the warranty, but I think I've had them longer than the warranty is good anyway, so I should just switch over and try it and see if it works better. My guess is it probably will.
Yeah, I remember we're not in diapers anymore, but I remember hitting a build-up stage, and I bet that Thieves cleaner would be awesome.
Yeah, and right now, like, the second she pees in her diapers, Gabe goes, "Evelyn smells, Mom." So it's, I probably need to do something with them at this point.
There's a few questions in the chat box I wanted to address. Someone asked, is there no concern about the citrus oils with the plastic parts of the dishwasher? So I'd imagine since it's such a low
When I was adding, I said, to be honest, I didn't even think about that when I was adding it in. When we think about the citrus, I just think don't ingest because you don't want the petrochemicals in your body. But I didn't think about it like ruining parts. But I only put 4 drops in, and it made 16 cubes, so it's a really small amount. I don't really know. I've only used it twice now, so I can't really tell you.
I imagine the plastic in a dishwasher is going to be really high grade as well, sort of like the grade that's in a diffuser. The plastic is better than like a thin plastic bottle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, as long as it's BPA free, petrochemical free, so you could contact the manufacturer and ask them if your parts are. But like Sam was saying, I would imagine that they are.
And then Amy asked if the protein was a kid-friendly protein, and honestly, I'm not really sure, Amy. I don't know is there a lot of concern with other proteins that are out there, but I mean, if you can give kids most protein powders out there, I'd imagine that this one would be fine as well.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Oh, and then Gina was talking about the soap nuts. Okay, so then there's 3 other things that I purchased that weren't on the graphics, but I got the einkorn flour. And Sam, you probably heard a lot about einkorn at convention. I know they talked about it. I watched a Periscope of Gary Young, actually. His son was Periscoping him in the car, and they were talking about einkorn flour and how amazing it is. So this is the flour, and it's a big old box. Like, it's big. Here's my little iPhone 5. It's a big box. I thought it was going to be small, like when you buy, the almond flour and the quinoa flour, how it's in that little bag, and it's like $12 for tiny 2 cups maybe. This is huge. So I was shocked with that. And on the back, it has this chart, which I thought was really cool. So it has barley here, and this is the gluten content. So barley, 0.0059% of gluten. Einkorn is next at 1.21%. I'm going to say this wrong. Kamut?
I think that's right.
I feel like Katie's the expert here on the grins.
I always call it kamut, but I don't know that that was correct either. It was just the way we adopted saying it at our house when I lived with mom and dad.
Okay. So that's 1.62%, so just a little bit above the einkorn. Cake is 6.7%. Unbleached bread is all the way up at 8.74%. All-purpose flour is 9.2%, and whole wheat. Everyone's like, oh, just get whole wheat. It's so great for you. 9.92%. So that's the highest on this chart. So I thought this chart was really cool. And then it says the following flours have zero gluten. Amaranth brown rice, garbanzo, millet, tapioca, sorghum. No idea how to say that.
Sorghum?
Sorghum.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, it's sorghum.
So then there's instructions on, you can make muffins with it, and they have a little instructions on there on how to use it. I haven't used it yet, but I have used the einkorn pancake and waffle mix. So I made waffles this weekend. There's this gluten-free waffle mix that I absolutely love. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get this. I'm going to try it out. I'm going to see how I like it. It has the same chart on the back, but it has Gary's True Grit Mix at 0.53%. So I don't know what that is. Do you guys know what that is?
That's what you're holding.
Yeah, so that is this. Okay. So apparently it's even less than just einkorn by itself, probably because it's mixed with other stuff. Anyway, you do have to add other things. So like if you're buying a waffle mix and it's like, oh, just add, water or milk, there are other things you have to add. So if you're making pancakes, you do a cup of the pancake mix, you add 2 tablespoons of like blue agave or cane juice crystals or sweetener of your choice. I used honey, raw honey, when I sweetened it, and then 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 egg, 1 tablespoon of vanilla, and then 3/4 cup water or milk. So it's not just, have this and add water and mix it up. So you do have to add things to it, so I just want you to be aware of that. However, it was yummy. So I made waffles with them and not pancakes, so it's a little bit different. You add 2 eggs, I think something else. When I put it in the waffle maker and close the top, I have like a Belgian waffle maker, so you close the top and you turn it over. It started like pressing the top one apart, so it was definitely like way more expansive than a typical waffle mix. So definitely don't overflow. I always like put extra in there because I don't want those little spaces with, no waffle mix. But definitely don't do that with this one because it was definitely trying to like press the top open. And it's this really dark color. The actual, it's in a white bag so you can't see. But this isn't dark, but the actual waffle was a sort of dark color. I did like it. However, I think that I'm very particular about my waffles, so it wasn't super crispy. I ended up putting the waffle in the toaster after to make it a little bit more crispy. I think this would be really good as pancakes and then adding like blueberries or bananas. I think it would be really good. It had like a sweet flavor to it. Definitely didn't have any weird aftertaste or anything like some of those gluten-free things that you purchase. So it was really good, and I did like it with the honey. So if you prefer to use honey over agave or anything like that, I think that's a good choice. But I think I'll stick to pancakes with this and not waffles.
Did you say you have made pancakes too, or just the waffles?
I've just made the waffles, so I really liked the flavor. It's more of so for me, waffles, I want them to be a little harder. And this was more of like a pancake, like a fluffy, soft texture.
Gotcha.
So pancakes, I think the flavor would be really good with a pancake, but I didn't want like a pancake texture with my waffles.
Okay.
I'll for sure make pancakes. Little Avery liked it.
Good.
And then einkorn spaghetti. I have not made anything with this, but they have spaghetti as well. So I'm excited to use this. We just haven't made pasta yet. So those are the three. No preservatives, non-GMO ingredients, stone ground ancient grain. Sam, do you have anything that you want to add that you heard at convention about einkorn and maybe the benefits? I don't know if they really talked a ton about that there.
Yeah, well, Gary was talking about it, and I'll try to keep this story short, but basically, Gary talked about he grew up on wheat farms in, what was it, Utah? No, not Utah. Yeah, Utah. Anyway, he grew up on wheat farms, and he remembered as a kid, the wheat stalks being above his head, like really, really tall, and then throughout the years and the decades, it just got shorter and shorter and shorter as our farming industry became obsessed with hybridization and genetically modifying everything, and now we have these really short wheat stalks, and it's turned into this completely different plant than what we used to eat, and it's become really, really hard for people to digest. And I guess one of the theories out there is because the gluten content is so high, and then there's some other theories out there that it's a little more complicated than that and has to do with the chromosome count and whatnot. So modern wheat has somewhere around 47 chromosomes to it, and if you compare that to einkorn flour, it only has 13. So it's got a much lighter molecular weight to it, and it seems to be much more digestible to everybody, not to mention much higher in protein, nutrients. It's the original wheat, and they found the seed they actually found the seed of this plant next to this really ancient civilization. I mean, older than we ever thought that civilizations were living, communally, and the theory was that this communal nation, survived off of this einkorn flour, and so, he started growing the einkorn wheat from there before, this whole gluten-free era has started. So Gary's really ahead of his time with this, and, he says modern wheat is just not digestible for human consumption. It's just not fit for us as humans. If we're meant to live vital lives, we're meant to eat this ancient grain to get our sustenance from it. And he says he's fed it to people with celiac disease that are highly gluten intolerant, and that they've been able to digest it just fine. So although I did see someone in the Revolution room say that they've tried it and they feel like they have a reaction to it because they're extremely gluten sensitive, but I don't know if that was coincident or not. I'm really excited to try it because I'm definitely very sensitive to gluten, but just after learning about it and hearing Gary talk about it, I'm at least going to give it a try and see how I feel afterward, because I definitely miss me some real bread, that's for sure.
Yes.
So I don't know, do you have any specific questions that maybe something I didn't talk about?
That was great.
Yeah, that was good. When he was doing the Periscope and talking about einkorn, he did talk about thoughts on doing, so the wheatgrass, shots are like really, really popular, right? Wheatgrass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So talking about doing something like that with his einkorn, and how, even more powerful and more nutrient that it would even be than that, and was talking about how, he came up with the Ningxia Red just to have all these nutrients and just be really wonderful for us, and that einkorn is sort of like his other baby like that. So I think there are going to be some other things in the works, or there are right now, that he's doing with einkorn, which is really exciting.
Yeah, it's really ahead of its time.
Yeah, so I'm just reading the comments. A couple people that are gluten sensitive that really want to try it but aren't sure how it's going to work. So
I'll let everyone know. I mean, I'm really gluten sensitive, so I'm getting it in my next ER order, and I'll definitely post about it or Periscope or something and let you guys know how I felt. I mean, of course, everyone's different, but if anyone's met me, if I ever have, some soy sauce by accident or something, I'm sort of out for the next day. So I'll let you guys know how that goes.
Yeah, and Katie's coming to visit, so Katie, maybe I'll muscle test you.
That'd be perfect.
So we can see. For those of you that don't know anything about muscle testing, it's really cool. So we'll give it a go and see how Katie responds to it. All right, so I don't have any more graphics for any of the other products. I do remember one off the top of my head that were the little essential oil pads. So like on-the-go wipes, kind of wipes, little pads. They have, I think, peppermint and lavender. And so they have like a 0.5 mil of essential oil on them, and you just take them out like a little wipe. And so it's just supposed to be really easy on the go. Use it to apply to your wrist, slip it in your purse, all of that. And I don't remember, there was maybe something else that hadn't come out yet. Do you girls remember anything else, or Sam from convention that you?
The Dead Sea mud soap.
Oh yeah, I think that one is not out yet.
Yeah, some of those things were just out for convention.
Well, that was available in quick order the last time I checked.
Oh,
really? Cool.
I think.
Well, we basically hit the majority of them, and I think.
Yeah, it's there. Dead Sea bath salt and Dead Sea mud soap.
So I know we're talking about new convention products, but because they're so new and we don't have much experience with them, I wonder if we could each just take 1 minute and just mention a product that we are currently using and loving. Not necessarily a new one, but just either new to us or a favorite. I know that's always helpful when I hear other people mention things like that. What do you think?
Yeah, go for it. You can start.
Okay. So 2 months ago, I decided to bite the bullet and try the shampoo and conditioner. And I have a very sensitive scalp, so I was reluctant to try something different. And I went with the lavender mint shampoo and the conditioner. And the bottles are somewhat small. I think I may have got it free with my ER points, but I am loving it. The first time that I used it, I thought, it just feels like a crunchy shampoo conditioner. But then I pushed through and kept using it, and I think what it was is I had buildup, and it was cleaning the buildup out of my hair. And now I only need to use a tiny little bit. It doesn't lather a ton, but I really rub it well and scrub it in as much as I can. And I'm sold. Yeah, new favorite shampoo and conditioner.
Awesome.
So I've been using the shampoo and conditioner as well. Do you feel like your hair has as much body? I feel like the conditioner makes my hair really soft, and even when I put it on in the shower, yeah, boom, girl.
I have a lot of body to begin with, but I do. Yeah, I don't use a ton of shampoo, or I don't use a ton of conditioner. Just a little bit on the ends.
So the thing that's been holding me back from the shampoo and conditioner is the price. How do you think it lasts longer than? I mean, how much do you need to use? Like, I know I have the face wash and it lasts forever. Like, I don't think I'll ever run out of it. Is the shampoo and conditioner kind of similar?
I would say so. I have very thick, sort of long hair, and that little bottle, I'm going on 7 weeks maybe. I just need a tiny little bit. It's so thick. I think it's similar to the lotion too, when in the small bottle.
I've been using it too, and I have had my bottles forever, and I keep thinking I've got to be out any day now, and I still have it in there, and I kept procrastinating on getting it free with my ER points, and I finally placed that order, and that order should come Friday, and I still don't think I'll run out beforehand, and I felt like I should have been out weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah, I did take that in with me to our nutrition response testing person, and everyone in my family tested great for it, and we don't test well for any hair and body products typically.
But you did, Katie?
Yeah, we did. The kids did, Joe did, I did, so I have no issue using it on my kids. And
nice.
Yeah.
I only shampoo my hair every other day, but I use the conditioner.
Yeah, I use the conditioner too. Otherwise, my hair is hard. It's hard to run my fingers through it. It gets all stuck together. But I also just got a haircut. Maybe that'll help.
You need to cut those split ends off, girl.
I know.
Oh, Jill says, I need some rose wipes. Jill, I am sorry to inform you. I don't believe they are making rose wipes, but you can make your own.
You can make your own. I am in love with my new rose. I bit the bullet and bought it last month. It's amazing. I realized that it was a bit of a splurge, but so worth it. And I'm going to share with other people. Last week before we did the webinar, I was tired. I had back-to-back grad school classes before the webinar, and I was feeling pretty spent. And I put just a little bit here, and I just felt enlightened.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
The body buzz.
Who's
Yeah,
next?
for sure. Okay, I have two that I love. I have to do two because I just started using them and I absolutely am obsessed. So the Cher Lume, and I just like that. I just started using that and it's amazing and it smells really, really good. I like it. So I was using the whole art collection and I wasn't in love with the scent of the moisturizer. It was fine, like, and I used it. It wasn't like anything that I was like, oh, I can't use this. I don't like the smell. But I just wasn't in love. And then when I smelled that, I was like, oh my gosh, this smells so good.
I love it.
I'm loving it. I'm loving the way that it makes my skin feel and moisturize, but not like thick or anything like that. So I'm loving that. And then the other thing is the satin mint face wash. I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's the only mint face wash. It comes in like a littler squeeze bottle, and it's this really white, pure, really nice, whatever comes out. But it's got these little tiny little balls in it, so it's a really, really fine micro scrubbing, and my skin is really sensitive, so anything with these harsh, thick, big balls in it that's like you feel like you're scratching your face off, it's not like that at all. It's really, really gentle, just enough to, really get the surface, really cleanse, and make the pores look smaller. I love it, and it smells so great, and it does have a little bit of peppermint in there, so it's got this cooling, tingly. So you do it when I'm in the shower, and I literally feel like I'm at the spa getting a facial, and it's amazing. So those are my two. So I was using the whole art collection, and I love, okay, I'm doing more products now because I have more that I love. So I love the toner. So I think my new regimen when moving forward and repurchasing products is going to be the mint face wash, the toner from the art collection, which I love the smell of that. And it's got like the same oils as the art face wash and the moisturizer, but for some reason it smells a little bit more minty to me, and I love the toner, so I'll use that, and then I'll use the Cher Lume, so that will be my combo of face regimen. And I've never been a routine face wash girl at all, but like now I want to do it. So
nice. How about you, Sam?
Sure, I'll go. It looks like Katie's on mute right now. Oh, she's talking to Joe. So I'll go the traditional route and just talk about some essential oils that I've been loving and could not live without. So every morning, my routine is to make myself some oily water. So I just take a quart mason jar, I fill it with water, and I add just a little bit of honey so that my oils can mix into the water really easily. And I just sip on it throughout the day. So like, it's 10 o'clock now, and you can see I've just got a little bit left here. And I find that that's a really easy way for me to just keep the essential oils in my system, because I get really busy throughout the day and I don't always have time to like stop and put oils on my skin. So for me, it works really well to just sip on my oily water that I've made first thing in the morning. And especially this time of year, fall is just around the corner. There's a lot of changes to the season, and my body needs a lot of support to function optimally during this time of year. The days that I don't take care of myself and don't, drink my oils or put my oils on, I can tell my body is just not, functioning at its optimal rate. So the days that I use my oils, I'm like, beyond status quo health, I'm doing great. So the oils I've been using mostly in my water are lavender, of course, just because it's like the jack of all trades. It just knows what your body needs. So, I feel like everyone should be drinking lavender every day, no matter what. And then I'll add a citrus in there, usually lemon, just to help alkalize my body and support my liver. And then the third one I've been adding lately is German chamomile, which I'm really, really liking. It's like a deep, deep blue color. It doesn't really smell that great. I've gotten more used to it now. It's like at first I didn't like it, and now I really like it. But the German chamomile, it's also really versatile, sort of like lavender. And then I've added the Dye Guys in there too lately. And then I'll sometimes rub tea tree and eucalyptus on my chest too to support my lungs. But that's basically been my morning routine, and it's really been such a great fall compared to some other falls.
Wonderful.
All right, super fast, my baby's screaming, and Joe's in there with her, but she'll calm down as soon as I go in there. Deep relief. I put off getting deep relief roll-on forever. I thought, yeah, what's the big deal? I'll just use all the oils that I know support my muscles when they're sore. But my neck has been killing me with all the stress of moving and everything going on. And it's amazing. I was laying in bed the other night and couldn't sleep. My neck hurt so bad. And I finally got up and put it on. And I'm in love. So anytime it's in stock, I will order it every month. There's a limit one, I think, per month on it right now, and I don't think I'll go a month without getting it as long as it's in stock, because it goes out of stock really fast too. So that would be my one right now.
Thanks, Katie. I hear your baby. We'll let you go.
Right. Good night, girls. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I've got the Deep Relief, and I just ordered another bottle because it's limit one per month. And so I've just, since it's been in stock, I'm like, oh, better stock up. My husband was putting together patio furniture when we moved in, and he's like, oh, I've been bending over all, afternoon. And I'm like, oh, do you want some oils? And he's like, have you put them on me? Like, okay. So the Deep Relief is like super easy. Just roll it on. You don't have to like mix anything up. So it's so easy. And he said it was really wonderful. An hour later I asked how his lower back was feeling, and he was like, feels fine. He's like, usually I'm like down for 3 days. So he really liked it. So anytime he, verbally, like out loud mentions that, he likes them on his back, I apply it. So he asked for that one now.
Cool.
All right, girls, thanks for helping out. Hopefully we got everyone's questions, and we're past an hour, so we will hit the hay.
Thanks. What's the next, when's the next event?
Tuesdays.
Yeah, we have a business building webinar on, is the 15th, Jess?
Yes.
Yep, and then we'll do another product one the first Tuesday of the following month. And I'm sure, girls, keep an eye on all of us. We add stuff to our calendar, 102 classes, so more products that we'll be sharing about. So just keep an eye on the calendar, but these will be our regular classes.
Wonderful. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, Chrissy.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.